In Ghana, the most common type of cars used for taxis are Toyota Corollas, Nissans, and generally cars with low fuel consumption. High on the list of reasons assigned for these types of cars for taxis are engine capacity, fuel consumption, and cost of spare parts. However, Gambia, which is ranked by the UN as among the poorest countries on its 2011 Human Development Index, uses Mercedes-Benz cars as taxis. The Human Development Index tracks progress made in the areas of income levels, education, and health. A report by Edward Nyako.
Prior to 1994, the Gambia was reputed to be one of the most politically stable countries in Africa. Though the smallest country on the continent, she was referred to as the beacon of multi-party democracy, just as her closest neighbor, Senegal. Unlike Ghana, which has tasted military rule for close to about 25 years since independence, the Gambia had not witnessed any coup from 1965 till Yahya Jammeh toppled Jawara's government in 1994. In 1996, a presidential election was held, but Gambia is still struggling to tread the path of democracy. Compared with Ghana, where government has changed hands since 1992, Gambia has been ruled with an iron fist, with little tolerance for divergent views. However, in the area of tourism, she is far ahead of Ghana, with most of tourists being sun seekers and bird watchers. For instance, the Central Bank says in 2010, 100,000 tourists visited the Gambia, contributing 16% to the $733 million economy. It is estimated that 10,000 direct and indirect jobs have been created in this sector, with an annual revenue of $39 million. Being the second highest earner of foreign exchange, tourism has always positioned Gambia in another unique way, that is using Mercedes-Benz as taxis. By estimation, 6 out of 10 cars on the street of Banjul, the capital, are Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz is known for its comfort, elegance, and safety. Also, it is classified as luxurious and expensive. But Gambians are of the view that the robustness of the Mercedes-Benz makes it the best option for a taxi. 30-year-old Michael Demba has been in the taxi business for 3 years now and says the use of Mercedes-Benz cars as taxis in Gambia has placed the country in a peculiar position in Africa.
I went to Senegal several times, definitely, but I never saw a Benz as a taxi. So when I went with my car, they were asking me, why are you making this a taxi? Why? I said, okay, it's just for me, you know, Gambia, everywhere is Benz, so we are making a taxi. So they were very, very much surprised. But for me, when I get into the taxis like the Peugeot, like the Toyotas, I don't feel comfortable like I feel comfortable at this. I think, you know, the transportation we have here in the Gambia, I don't see it in any country in Africa. Yeah, especially in the West Africa. So maybe here we have the best transportation.
He also added that the preference for Mercedes-Benz to other types of cars is due to the taste of tourists.
11 years ago, but I was very much surprised when I saw these Benz taxis in the Gambia. But it first began with this Benz 200, the third one, and then that one went gradually, and then until then the people changed, and then started to take 190 as a taxi. But I've been trying to talk to so many drivers, as my colleagues and then these Benz drivers. When I talked to them, they told me that these Benz, they have more power, and then they are much stronger, and they are much comfortable, and you know, people like to get into these Benz, so that's why they are making the taxis. And then their spare parts also are very much cheap here in the Gambia.
The average price of a second-hand Mercedes-Benz car in Gambia is $5,000. However, back home in Ghana, the average price of 1996 to 2000 Mercedes-Benz model is more expensive than in the Gambia. Mr. Gabriel Kate is a car dealer, and his company is ABD Ventures at the Spintex Road in Accra.
99 model also going for 19,000 Ghana.
Would you be surprised to see someone using a Benz as a taxi in Ghana?
Yeah, I'll be surprised. I'll be very, very surprised, you know.
Why?
You know, Benz is very expensive to use it in taxi. We are not in Germany.
The equivalent of 19,000 Ghana cedis would be about $11,000. In Ghana, all types of cars are used as taxis, and so I went around to search for a Mercedes-Benz taxi. And my search for a Mercedes-Benz taxi first took me to the Dodowa market. And at the Dodowa market, the most common type of car being used as taxi is the Opel Astra. Mr. John now has operated as a taxi driver for 30 years, but said he would never use a Mercedes-Benz as a taxi because armed robbers will attack him.
Everyone here now robbers are big Jeff.
Mr. Nas' assertion was supported by his colleagues.
The problem is, you see, those cars, the luxurious cars like Benz, the parts cost. This one, the headlight is around, be like 65 to 70 Ghana cedis. But for the Benz, it will range around 130, 140 Ghana cedis. So it's almost double the price.
From Dodowa, I moved to the Accra Mall, which is more or less a hub for the elite in Accra. But here too, there was no sign of Mercedes-Benz taxi. Mr. Oforiatta has been a taxi driver since 1995. Contrary to his Gambian counterpart, he said the Mercedes-Benz is an expensive and luxurious car and would not dare to use it as a taxi.
The car is a very expensive car, and if the people see you with the taxi, maybe they will just overlook you. So I don't want that perception.
It is obvious that for now, taxi drivers in Accra are not prepared to use Mercedes-Benz cars as taxis. They say its spare parts are expensive, consumes a lot of fuel, and this will make it difficult for them to break even, let alone make good returns on their investment. For instance, those using Kia Rio says with 20 Ghana cedis, they can fill their petrol tank, but with Mercedes-Benz, they will need about 120 Ghana cedis to fill their fuel tank. And to them, it is not prudent to use Mercedes-Benz for taxi, so they will continue with their Kias, Toyota, Nissan, Opel until such a time that commuters will desire to use Mercedes-Benz as is being done in the Gambia, but that will also come with another cost altogether. Edward Nyakun, reporting for GTV News.